With war in Eastern Europe, inflation and unemployment rising, conspiracy theories rampant, avian flu still coming at us from foreign shores, there has never been a better time to prepare for the upcoming apocalypse.
And how to put this baby on safety is make sure this little button right here is on red. That means when you pull the trigger back, nothing.
And what better way is there to prep for that than to play a survival game? So welcome to So let's crack on, lumpheads. This game is made by one dev, I think costing around US $10 with very positive Steam reviews, so let's take a look at a couple of those. I brought this game on sale because I needed a simple, relaxing game to pass a Saturday morning. I've played 40 hours now and this game continues to hold my interest. I know the tags Early Access, Open World, Survival and Crafting are cursed tags on Steam and I was dubious, but this game really gave me DayZ vibes. The atmosphere is amazing, walking through a storm at night into a town just to hear tornado sirens going off with thunder and lightning crashing around. The game right now is of course Early Access and is currently single player, but multiplayer is coming, apparently. So the setup of the game is truly groundbreaking. 5 years have passed since civilization fought against the virus, and I'm going to put my own twist on the game intro here. Well, things have gone bad. There are zombies, you are back to shitting in pots and pissing against walls, and bad dudes with bad teeth rule with a shoot first mentality. Anyway, to start off there is a simple but well put together tutorial. Now, kudos to the dev for not overcomplicating it and actually making it interesting. And once you've done that tutorial, click start, and then you're going to jump in and do some nice character customization, which is not at all bad for a little wee game. Once in game, you will probably learn that it isn't the easiest game to start with, and let me show you why. You're going to learn that zombies just love shredding you while you are searching things. One heart attack down, your next lesson will be that sometimes the Zeds cause bleed damage and your veins open up fast, leading to death. Next, the oldest lesson in the book, don't trust ladders, that is death. And then the game will reinforce earlier lessons about the Zed's sneakiness, which will lead to death. But getting braver is not enough, as the Zeds just love the night. They love it a lot, and that will lead to death. And some of them tend to be pretty fast, damn fast, faster than you, and that is death. But eventually you will learn some things and start sneaking around a lot and slowly gear up, and just like that, the world becomes yours. Anyway, I'm not here to give you an in-depth game review, I'm just going to give you some highly crafted, some would say sculpted, quick thoughts. The game ran cleanly for me and I liked the graphics. After a while you do just forget about the poly graphics, as they are very well done. The animations are sharp and on point, and your character looks and feels good and it works well. The environment, the world, or the map, I suppose you could call it, you live in is not massive, but it is big enough that you're going to need a vehicle. And there are hidden gems on it, like underground railways and military bunkers, and those additions worked really nicely into the game. Perhaps it would be nice if there was a really big city somewhere, as apart from the harbour, most of the towns are not massive. You never get an abandoned big city feel at any stage, more abandoned small town feel. And the buildings do tend to be a little bit repetitive, but they are well done and you do have plenty of things to search within them. Now the weather effects are really good. The heavy rain, the storms, the mist, you get it all. It's a bit of a smorgasbord of weather changes and it does absolutely add to the atmosphere of the game. But at this stage it doesn't affect your character in any way. For example, you'd generally expect there to be some penalty if you get soaking wet, and I guess that would introduce an element of character care that doesn't currently exist, but I'm guessing that will probably come later. The wilderness is sizable with wildlife running around. They are quite easy kills and the AI is sometimes, well, I guess you could say not complete. But with some games that doesn't really matter that much. It doesn't take away from the gameplay, and I found that with Surroundead, I guess is the proper name. The UI and how you manage gear and crafting is on point. The storage system, the loading, the unloading of weapons and such things is well done. It was simple but retained the right balance of not spoon feeding you too much. But at times you had to work things out and click on things and sort of figure it all out in the inventory. It was quite well done. There's a nice variety of Zeds, from normal ones to radiated ones, and a reasonable variety within those categories. They are quite aggressive, not hard to kill once you have some weapons, but tough to start with. Their awareness is not badly done, but you can never really sneak right up behind them. They always turn to face you at the last moment, and I'd like a sneaky kill function. All good survival games need that, I feel, nowadays. There's an abundance of weapons. I'd probably say even perhaps too many for the state of the game. I've seen this before where devs get really invested into inputting dozens and dozens of weapons quite early on, but sometimes they should polish up a few other things instead. Nonetheless, there is certainly enough weapons to make you always seek the next best one, and they work well, they feel good, but the sounds are a little simplistic. In regards to vehicles, there's a good assortment of them, and you find them lying around needing repair and fuel, and if you get enough money you can start actually buying them from the vehicle trader. They perform in a similar way to each other, but they do have different storage capacity, like the truck has more storage than the 4x4. You will become protective of your vehicle as there isn't tons of them around, but just enough that you're going to find them from time to time, but not so many that you don't worry about losing your current one. That was quite well balanced. They take damage quite easily. Running over Zeds causes a little bit of damage, but getting shot at by the bandits will reduce the health on your vehicle quite quickly. But on the upside, they are easy to repair and fuel up. The game has, let's call them boss areas, which are in radioactive zones and more highly guarded areas. The bosses are tough, but can often be outbrained by using the environment against them. And certainly a few tweaks to the AI pathfinding would serve the game well. Then there are the wandering NPCs, of which there are friendly scavengers, the first ones you often come across, and I'm sure like me your pastime will become just luring zombies to them and watching them all eventually get killed by the Zeds. It's okay to be bad in an apocalypse. And then there are the bandits, which will shoot at you on sight, and they will have to be killed for the good of humanity, I suppose. A good sniper rifle will just baffle them. Their limited AI brains, I guess, interpret it all as if it's God striking them down, as they have no idea where the punishment's coming from apparently, and just wander around, not seeking cover or anything. If they do get shots on you, there can be some nice firefights that do eventuate, and that was good. Base building is simple. They definitely need to add in Zeds causing damage to player structures. At the moment, structures are invulnerable, and once I figured that out, I even used them to block infestation swarms, which was a bit of a cheating move. That really needs changing to keep the game challenging, but I'm sure the dev will implement that at some point. I played about 35 hours of Surroundead and I was nowhere near completing it. There was still tons to do. For sure, I definitely got a good mastery of the game by that time, but the radioactive areas could be challenging, still forcing me to bring some strategy to the game. I really enjoyed Surrounded. It needs a bit more work for sure. It is early access, of course, but even now it is fun. I wouldn't have played it for 30 odd hours if it wasn't. It's already well crafted, has a solid future, I think. It is a bit outside the box for sure, but where we can, we should probably support games like this. They deserve it, or certainly they at least deserve your consideration of supporting them. So thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next chapter.